Street Crypto Podcast.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you're at Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live from Leander, Texas. It is January 14th, 2022. It's Friday, 5:32 in the morning, and this is my show. This is what I do every single morning. This is my morning show. Yep. My morning crypto dump, aka video blog, where I just talk about anything and everything that I learn about crypto every single day. So don't expect it to be super deep dive or anything like that. This is just daily learnings in the crypto space, and I'm trying to accumulate as I go along. And sometimes I don't get to study up as much as I do other days, so I rely on some of my accumulated knowledge. And man, it's been pretty cool. Learned all types of stuff, talked to all types of people in this space. I started from ground zero, not even knowing anything about a blockchain, and flipped on the camera and just started going from there. And I've been doing this. I'm 388 episodes deep, so I've been doing this over a year. Started October 24th, 2020. Man, here I am, still doing the deal every single day. Okay, so let's go over here to the old CoinGecko and see what we have. This is not financial advice. I'm not sponsored by anybody, not shilling anything. I might shill my own bag sometimes, but that's just because I'm talking about the stuff that I hold and that I like. So, I don't think it's really shilling. I think it's just, talking about my interests. All right, so let's see here. Let me move this window out of the way. Let's see what we have today on the old CoinGecko. Another red day, man. Just when you think all the red is over. But it's only 5:33 in the morning. Who knows what the rest of the day will bring? And it's Friday, so, if you've been working all week, I've been sick all week, with the Roni Ron, and, it's not as bad as it, it sucks, sure. But, it's just, it is what it is, man. It used to be called the flu a couple of years ago. I don't know what happened to that. Let's see here. Bitcoin, $41,794.46. Ethereum, $3,193.88. Binance Coin, $466.61. Tether's at 98 cents. Wow. Tether and USDC are right there next to each other. It's funny. A lot of people, I guess, are cashing out into stablecoin right now. Who knows? Maybe they're panic selling or whatever. Maybe all the unrest in Kazakhstan is still causing the Bitcoin price to go down. I don't know, man. I'm not your guy to sit there and talk about that stuff. I don't bust out all the charts and widgets and all that stuff. So, nope, not me. So, Solana, 141.94. Cardano, $1.23. XRP, 75 cents. Polkadot, 26 even on the dot. Terra, 76.78, and we have the Doge. Whoa, look who came in between the Doge and the Sheebs is Avalanche. Actually, Avalanche. So Doge pulled ahead of Avalanche. I've been watching this little race down here between Polygon, Shiba Inu, Avalanche, and Doge. And man, Doge jumped up 16.6% in the past 7 days. That I'm not really stoked about. I'm not really that big of a fan of meme coins. The only meme coin I guess I'm kind of a fan of is Mongoose Coin, and that's because it came out of that congressman unknowingly, Chad Sherman, who was like basically trying to make fun of crypto in his speech and ended up backfiring on him. And now there's this entire meme coin called Mongoose Coin. Because he was sitting there talking about the dangers of cryptocurrency, and it's like, the Ethereum, then it comes along a Dogecoin, then after Dogecoin comes along Python coin, then after Python or Cobra coin, then after Cobra coin comes along Mongoose coin, and you just never know, so everybody was just laughing at him, about his complete inability to grasp cryptocurrency, and what it's all about. And so they formed a Mongoose coin. So I think that as a meme coin, it sounds pretty cool. Actually, Dogecoin was kind of born out of, similar not similar circumstances, but kind of the similar tongue-in-cheek fashion of kind of poking fun of all like the libertarian bro bras back in like 2014 who were taking Bitcoin and everything super seriously, and Dogecoin was there to say, hey, let's not forget to have the fun in crypto, and what it's all about. So, yeah. So anyway, let's take a look at Chainlink. Okay, so now everything near protocol is up 17.4%. And let's see what else we have here. And yeah, I think I don't see anything else that's like Harmony is up 13.9%, and I think that has to do with DeFi Kingdoms, honestly. And the Jewel token. Theta Network's doing pretty shabby down at 387. Yeah, nothing else is like super standing out to me. Okay, well, Oasis Network up 22.6%. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if this has anything to do with their Decks Yuzu Swap that got launched on there. And it probably does. So Oasis Network was what I was going to talk about today anyway, because I had been seeing, I guess ever since, in 2020, people have been like, oh man, you got to check out Oasis, the Rose token and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah. You say you're going to do it, and then you end up getting sidetracked by all this other stuff, and you don't end up ever making it over there. And it's just funny, like, Oasis Network, in the book Ready Player One here, Oasis Network was like the name of that metaverse, so yeah, it's the Oasis Network, yeah, you had to log into the Oasis, and everybody pretty much lived in the Oasis, and the world as a whole was just one big ghetto, because everybody was too busy living in the metaverse, and it seems very telling as to the way a lot of things are projected to end up going here in the very near future with the digitization of the world, of all assets and everything like that, and then with all this new push towards metaverse. So Ready Player One is the book. I would highly recommend it. I haven't read Snow Crash yet. I'm going to read that one, but that one came out a long time before Ready Player One did. But Ready Player One actually, it's a good book, man. And I don't want to be the type of guy too that's just like, hey, the book's better than the movie, but it is better than the movie. Honestly, I saw the book, I read the book, and then I saw the movie, and I was disappointed. Well, the movie's not that bad, I guess, but the book, man, yeah, dude, it's a really easy read, and it's real quick. It's not a waste of time. I would recommend actually picking up some pulp and thumbing it through your fingers, man. It's actually it's a good use of time. It keeps your brain active. You aren't staring at a blue screen. I saw some meme, and memes are the source of truth. that your third chakra is your third eye, or I think it's your third chakra, which is blue. And it just so happens to be blue, and it's located right where your third eye is, and your computer screen and your phone screen and your TV screen, that light also happens to be blue, so it hypnotizes you, right? So yeah, who knows? Maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe the people that are designing all this stuff know that, and they create all this stuff using blue light to purposely hypnotize us. And when I see my kids, the second Peppa Pig comes on, they're in mid conversation with us at the table, and then suddenly Peppa Pig comes on the TV, and then suddenly they're just like, and they just shut up, and you don't hear a word out of a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old who just 5 seconds before were just jabbering nonstop. So yeah, I'm becoming more and more convinced of the idea that there is some kind of blue hypnotizing light in these televisions. So anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent. So anyway, Oasis Network, Rose, it's another layer 1 blockchain. All right, and I've been talking a lot about layer 1s and layer 2s the past couple days. But I've been exploring other different layer 1s lately. I've explored, Phantom Network. I've explored Avalanche. Yesterday, I explored another layer 2 network, the Boba. Boba network, which is bubble tea in Japanese or Chinese or whatever. I know that they're very. I'm not sitting there. Oh God, yeah, I just backed myself into a corner. No, I think it's the same word, and okay, forget it. It's bubble tea in an Asian language. So anyway, okay, so Oasis Network. Let's go over to their webpage here. Okay, so Oasis Foundation, a new era for blockchain. The Oasis Network is a privacy-enabled blockchain platform for open finance and a responsible data economy. Okay, so it's another layer 1 solution along the lines of Ethereum layer 1, along the lines of, it's a proof of stake network. Yeah, it's not a proof of work network, so you don't have miners, you have validators. So it's along the lines of things like Avalanche. No, Phantom is direct acyclic graph, but yeah, it's along the lines of Avalanche, and but it's privacy enabled. So what does that mean? It means it uses trusted execution environments. So immediately, one of the first other layer 1 blockchains that came to mind for me was the Secret Network. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Secret Network, but it's also another Ethereum-like type of blockchain, but that uses trusted execution environments. If you don't know what trusted execution environments are, they're basically little black boxes, that are in your computer and in your phone. You're wondering how all this private information goes through your phone, and your phone doesn't get hacked every single place you go to. It's because they use trusted execution environments in your phone in order to to do that information. So here we go. Privacy first. The Oasis network designed the first ever confidential Paratime with support for confidential smart contracts. In a confidential Paratime, nodes are required to use a type of secure computing technology called a TEE, Trusted Execution Environment. Trusted execution environments act as a hypothetical black box for smart contract execution in a confidential Paratime. Encrypted data goes into the black box along with the smart contract. Data is decrypted, processed by the smart contract, then encrypted before it is sent out of the TEE. This process ensures that the data remains confidential and is never leaked to the node operator or the application developer. So even the person running the node doesn't see the information that's going on in there. And that's the beauty about these trusted execution environments. Same thing happens in Secret Network too, that also uses this. And who else uses trusted execution environments is the Ren network. So whenever you see Ren and wrapped Ren BTC, so people can wrap their Bitcoin using the Ren protocol. They have something called dark nodes, which have these trusted execution environments in it. So trusted execution environments are important in a lot of different aspects in your information technology needs. The Oasis ETH/WASI runtime is an open source example of a confidential Paratime that uses Intel SGX. Okay, that's a mouthful. Other secure compute technologies such as zero knowledge proof, ZKP, HE, I don't know what that stands for, or other secure enclaves can also be used. In the future, we hope to support additional computation techniques such as secure multi-party compute, federated learning, more. Confidentiality unlocks a range of new use cases on blockchain by allowing personal and sensitive data such as social security number, bank statements, health information to be used by apps on the Oasis network, something incredibly risky on other layer 1 networks. So if you think about it, DeFi on all these other blockchains and all these other protocols like Aave and Compound, everything is 100% transparent, so it is, it's hard to do things like reputation systems and stuff like that and do uncollateralized loans on completely transparent decentralized finance protocols. But with something like this, then it suddenly opens up an entirely new world with the use of trusted execution environments. Okay, so sure, all right. It sounds just like Secret Network at this point. But what makes Oasis kind of stand out from another privacy type of blockchain like Secret Network? I think it's the use of these paratimes. And a paratime basically is a separation of the consensus layer and then the execution layer. And now yesterday and then a few episodes prior, I've been talking about the modularization of blockchains instead of the monolithic blockchains. So Ethereum layer 1 right now is monolithic. Basically, I've talked about like IBM in the past put all their processing functions on one CPU, and they were going according to Moore's law, create more transistors, and you had to consistently grow the size of your CPU. Well, there becomes a point to where that CPU gets too big and you can't really grow it anymore, and you can't fit more transistors on there, and Moore's law fails. So AMD came along and they redesigned the chip, and so they had one middle chip acting as kind of the router, and then they had all these other little co-processors around it, like say one in the middle and four around it, taking care of various functions in a modular way. So if they needed to make a change to one of the way the computer does one of those functions, they don't have to overhaul the whole damn chip, and it allowed for more scalability after that point. So that's what's happening with blockchains, and that's what's happening with Ethereum 2.0 now. It's not really necessarily Ethereum 2.0. It's kind of this change from a monolithic blockchain where all the stuff like execution, consensus, data application and storage, data storage and application layer, all that was done in one blockchain. Well, now the blockchain is broken into several different layers and components, and in Oasis, they have their consensus layer on one layer, and then they have the execution layer on another layer. So the consensus layer and the Paratime Layer allow for that better scalability and versatility. So somebody can create a new Paratime Layer, do something different with the execution of it, whatever they want to do, but the consensus layer remains the same. So they can touch one without having to touch the other and create an entirely new fork of a blockchain. And a lot of times whenever you create some kind of change to a blockchain, it creates like an entirely new fork of that blockchain, and it basically creates a whole new blockchain. But now with this type of modular structure, you don't necessarily have to create an entirely new fork. That's called a hard fork. And a hard fork's a pretty serious deal in the blockchain world. That's the consensus layer and the Paratime Layer. The separation of the consensus and execution allows multiple paratimes to process transactions in parallel, meaning complex workloads processed on one paratime won't slow down faster, simpler transactions on another. So there's no real traffic jam that happens in here in the same way that it does on Ethereum right now. The Paratime Layer is entirely decentralized, allowing anyone to develop and build their own paratime. Each paratime can be developed in isolation to meet the needs of a specific application, such as confidential compute, open or closed committees, and more. The network's sophisticated discrepancy detection makes more efficient than sharding and parachains, requiring a smaller replication factor for the same level of security. And then the network has broad support for confidential computing technology. The Oasis ETH/WASI runtime is an open source example of a confidential paratime that uses secure enclaves to keep data private while being processed. Okay, so let's go back over here to the website and let's see if I'm missing something. It does not seem to be as honestly as well established yet as Secret Network. Secret Network has been around for longer and it's been on mainnet longer. Secret Network has incorporated other blockchains like Monero and Ethereum and Terra and stuff like that in order to privatize. So they use those other blockchains and then they privatize those. So that's what Secret Network is doing. They're keeping the other blockchains intact and privatizing them by wrapping those blockchain activities in the Secret Network. This does not operate that way. So there are some differences in that aspect. So the Oasis network, private and scalable DeFi. By bringing privacy and scalability to DeFi, the Oasis network expands DeFi beyond early adopters to a mass market. It enables private smart contracts, high scalability, and the ability to tokenize data. This unlocks new use cases like private lending, under-collateralized loans, and private automated market makers, which we don't have on Ethereum. Everything's public. Okay, so then tokenizing data. The Oasis network's unique combination of confidential computing and blockchain enables a new paradigm called tokenized data. With tokenized data, users can earn rewards by staking their data with apps that want to analyze it or control how their most sensitive information is consumed by the services they use. that kind of reminds me of the Ocean Protocol and the Ocean Protocol marketplace, in which you upload your data to the Ocean Protocol marketplace, and then entities can use that data and they pay you for the use of that data as they use it. And when you put that data up on the marketplace, this to me kind of sounds like that. I'm not sure if that is or not. I'm also looking at this for the first time with you guys as well. So, but it sounds very similar. And then parallel smart contract layers. The Oasis Paratime scaling architecture supports fast transaction speed, high scalability, and large workloads by separating execution from consensus. What I was talking about, modular versus monolithic. Anyone can create their own Paratime, allowing for the Oasis network to support a rich ecosystem of applications and use cases. Right on. So you can create your own variation of the Oasis network blockchain by creating your own Paratime, the execution layer of it, but keeping the consensus layer. Let's see here. Scalable, reliable, versatile, parallel workloads, efficient design, confidential smart contracts. Okay, let's see here. Who are some of the partners? Okay, some of the node operators, Bison Trails, Chorus, Stakefish, Polychain Labs. Developers, Alethea. Wow, okay. They're all about creating, your extension of yourself after you die in an NFT AI format. I'll talk about that here in a second. And then some of the backers, like the VCs, venture capitalists is what VC stands for. People that pump money into projects and hoping that they will succeed so they can make money. A16Z, Excel, Pantera, and Polychain Capital are all big ones. I did not know who any of these were when I first got into crypto, but I have learned over the past year or so who these names are, and they're very big. Anyway, so this AI stuff here, Alethea AI, another one of the developers on here is LutherAI, and I looked up Luther, and Luther and Alethea are very similar. But here's kind of a use case for that, and this seems to be using the Oasis protocol. Remember everything. Speak, write, or upload insights, information, and experiences into your personal AI so you can recall your memories exactly when you need them. Join the human AI network of futurists and thought leaders training their personal AIs on millions of their memories now. Yeah, you want to see humanity become irrelevant? Whenever we have machines doing our actual remembering for us, and then we're suddenly like, questioning our own memories, like, did I remember that correctly? Because the machine is creating new memories for you. Capture your spoken, written, and visual memories to create your own private memory stack with your identity secured by blockchain technology. So create your personal AI from your memories so that it responds to your unique tone with information from your own digital life. Wow. Connect with your AI to recall your memories and receive proactive messages about the things you need to know right when you need them. You can even allow others to connect with your AI so they can benefit from your knowledge regardless of your real-time availability. Yeah, I don't have time for you, so just go ahead and speak with Juan over there. Juan's my AI. He'll help you out. Oh, man. Why these futurists are training with their AIs? Well, here's a case studies here. As a futurist, I want my personal AI to outlive me so my wife and descendants can interact with my consciousness and recall my past experiences even when I'm gone. Is that necessarily going to be that person? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. And then here, as a project manager, I want my personal AI to retain the daily status of each project I'm monitoring so I can prepare my reports faster and identify risks more quickly. And then here, as a company leader with ADHD, I want my personal AI to help me organize my scattered spoken and written thoughts so I can keep my head on straight and remember what I'm supposed to be doing day to day. Squirrel! Every good sci-fi spaceship movie has that AI that drives the spaceship, and they're out in like deep space, and it's like one guy in the spaceship kind of having some kind of romantic love affair with some kind of female AI voice or whatever, that's really the spaceship, So, are we getting there? I don't know. Anyway, so back to Oasis. I just kind of, I found that fascinating, and I just thought that was good. So the Oasis token is called the Rose token. Rose is the native cap supply utility and settlement token for the Oasis network. It is used for staking and delegating on the Oasis consensus layer and for smart contract operations that require fees in paratimes. So it's used for for fees, for staking rewards, and let's see here. Yeah, okay. And how to earn it by participating in the community. Somebody will give you some Rose token. Earn it by becoming a validator, and then by getting a Rose grant designed to help foster the growth of the Oasis ecosystem. The Rose Bloom Grants program will help kickstart the development of the project. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on, a whole lot of VC money flying around the Oasis ecosystem right now. So it might be a good time to cast your line and see what type of a grant money you can get if you're inclined that way. Let's see here. I wanted to take a look at some of the validators and see what's up. So I always look at the blockchain explorer on blockchains that I kind of look at. And don't get me wrong. I mean, this is not some kind of deep dive into this blockchain. All right. So, if I didn't cover this or that aspect of it, and you don't think that, I dove deep enough, sorry. So, okay. So the Oasis monitor. All right. So I went over here to the validators tab and I looked it up. So here are the validators, the list of validators. I mean, there seems to be quite a bit. Well, I don't know how many there are. Is that it? 141 validators? And let's see all the active ones. There's not a whole lot of active validators. I'm gonna sort this by status, and let's see how many validators are actually on right now. Well, it's not letting me sort that way. But if you see the green check marks, I mean, the majority of them are red X's. So that, I mean, it does not, I mean, obviously it's really easy for them to have super high transaction speeds because it doesn't look like there's a ton and thousands of validators to go around and provide consensus. So because that's the thing is when you have a lot of validators on a network, yes, it makes it decentralized, and you want that, that way it's not controlled by a centralized entity. But that slows down the network because it has to go to every single different node and make sure that they all have the same answer every time there's a transaction being done. So when you see like Solana and stuff like that that's going super fast, they don't have a whole lot of validators, and so a blockchain can brag about how fast it is, but then look at how many validators it has, and it's not really that decentralized. So this is something to kind of maybe take into consideration. I only counted 141 validators here, and the majority of them are not on. So that's something to look at. All right, and then let's go over here to some of the wallets. Let's take a look at some of the wallets. The Oasis wallet. I like to just use MetaMask, and I set up the RPC in my MetaMask, and so I have Oasis protocol on the Emerald chain, or I guess is what it's called, for my RPC on MetaMask. You can download the blockchain specific wallets as well. Let's see here, the Oasis browser extension, Chrome-based wallet with all the core features of the Oasis web. You can stake on this, I guess. So that's cool. Here's their Decks, the Yuzu Swap. Every good blockchain now, one of the first things they do is create their Decks. So let's go over here to this article that talks about that. So Yuzu Swap and Wormhole now live on Oasis. DeFi is here. Wormhole Bridge and Yuzu Swap now live on Oasis Network mainnet. DeFi is live on Oasis. It's a massive day for the network and the community. The Yuzu Swap Decks allows users to participate in liquidity pools, swap, trade, and earn rewards with high APY. And the Wormhole Bridge connects Oasis with almost 1 billion in total value locked across Avalanche, BSC, Terra, Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana. So that's something I was going to talk about too, is this Wormhole Bridge. Dude, there's a lot of interoperability happening in the blockchain space right now across a bunch of different layer 1s and layer 2s. there's multi-chain, there's Synapse protocol, there's Hop protocol, there's all these different there's a Seller network, there's all these different bridges, allowing people to hop from layer 2 to layer 2, from layer 1 to layer 2, layer 1 to layer 1. So this whole idea of blockchains being total silos, where you have to basically like use a centralized exchange to go from one blockchain to another, is becoming a moot topic now. It's becoming dead, because there are a lot of really cool bridges popping up. And one of these bridges is the Wormhole Bridge. And I was looking at this last night before I was going to sleep, and I was like, man, this is really cool. So look at here. Look at this portal. I've seen on like multi-chain a lot of these other ones, but it's the first time I've seen Oasis being included on one of these bridges. So Avalanche, Oasis, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, Terra. So all these are basically, well, except for Polygon, are layer 1 blockchains. It'd be interesting to see them add like Arbitrum on here, and like Optimism and ZK Sync and stuff like that. So Wormhole version 2 is here. The Wormhole token bridge allows you to seamlessly transfer tokenized assets across Solana, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Terra, Polygon, Avalanche, and Oasis. If you transferred assets, okay, all right. So let's go take a look here. Let's go in this bridge, and it allows you to also transfer NFTs across blockchains, and that's pretty cool. So let's take a look at that. Select an NFT to send through the Wormhole NFT bridge. So let's say you had an Ethereum NFT, and only NFTs which implement S721. Okay, cool. So let's connect this to my wallet. And I'm not going to be transferring any NFTs over right now. I just kind of want to just poke around with it and snoop around. Kind of just like I do. I like to snoop around. That's what this show's all about. It's about snooping around. Anyway, while that's doing, okay, I don't think that's going to do anything, honestly. And I don't have any NFTs I want to do that with anyway. But yeah, that's cool though. The whole idea that Wormhole is providing this interoperability, breaking down the silos between blockchains, eliminating the need to have to use centralized exchanges, like crypto.com or Binance or whatever, in order to be able, or Coinbase, to be able to go from one blockchain to another. So back over here to this Yuzu Swap, look at these yields, 5,450%. Right now, they're basically trying to incentivize you to swap back and forth and around. There's not a whole lot of DeFi on Oasis right now. This is pretty much it. You can participate in liquidity, trade mining. Let me go back over here to this article and tell you a little bit about trade mining. So Yuzu Swap leverages low fees and a huge throughput of up to 1K TPS of Emerald, the EVM compatible Paratime. Okay, so Emerald is the network. So the goal for Yuzu Swap is to become cornerstone DeFi application on Oasis, built to be composable, open, with safety and fairness as its core values. Composable meaning that somebody could use Yuzu Swap and plug it in their other application as well, in the same way that people do on the Ethereum network. So we're happy to say that Yuzu Swap has been built by our community, and we hope it fulfills the goal of becoming the cornerstone DeFi application for Oasis Network. Okay, so best-in-class liquidity and trade mining rewards. All right, so trading an incentivized pair, you'll earn a balance of TPST, Trading Pool Share Token, that will continue accruing with every block until withdrawn. Then you'll provide liquidity, support the network by providing liquidity and earning liquidity pool tokens in return. And then yields for both will, of course, vary based on your proportion of the pool. All right, so trade mining systems here. Okay. All right, so I want to learn more about the trade mining system. So I want to take a quick gander at that. I know I'm out of time. I'm at 34 minutes, but I do want to take a quick look at that because I got to get out the door and go to my old job here. Head on down the highway, get to work. Put the nose to the grindstone. DeFi is coming to Oasis, introducing Yuzu Swap. I think I just read this. No, maybe I didn't. Okay, so trade one time, mine forever. Okay, so let's see here. Within Yuzu Swap, a pool of release tokens in each block is reserved solely for trade mining. Okay. These tokens will accumulate for every user making trades and incentivize pairs. Yuzu Swap is calling them trading pool share tokens, TPST. The biggest benefit of this system is that every trade you make in an incentivized pair will continue accruing rewards with every block, every 6 seconds, until you withdraw the TPST balance. Once you make a withdrawal, the TPST balance will reset to 0 until you make another trade. It will then begin accruing rewards again. Interesting. Okay, so I might, give this a whirl. I hate to buy the tokens of every single freaking blockchain I explore. I'm like that Boy Scout with all the millions of merit badges across, because I look at all these projects and I see potential in a lot of them. So maybe I will try this out and see what happens with this TPST system. So. All right, man. Well, that being said, I will talk to you guys later. And that was kind of just my little gander over the Oasis protocol and the Rose token and stuff like that. And some of their ecosystem. Take it for what it's worth. Yeah, I do this every day. I didn't have time to do a deep dive or whatever. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.
Thank you for making it to the end of this program. If you actually like this content, give a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more, just hit the subscribe button. I'm available on YouTube, Odyssey, and BitChute, and on all the major podcasting platforms in audio version. Spotify specifically. If you would like to follow and leave a review, that would help a lot. I am also available on Twitter at EurekaJohn1. That's EUREKA John, JOHN, and the number 1. My DMs are always open. Feel free to shoot me a message. Thanks again.